Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. And today we're starting ASAP with the action. So what we're doing exactly today is we're watching a couple of my attacks which I'm doing with my iTzu account, which means right now at least in the top 50 in the world, and let's see how we're finishing up this day, and I will show you guys where we will finish. But first, let's take a look at the couple of the live attacks. And obviously, you guys know how this works. Since this is the main account, we want to concentrate. So I will talk over this, which means this is just the gameplay. And I hope you guys will just understand. But first, let's take a step back and let's take a look once again at this base, because this is once again one of those teaser bases. You know me talking about this base setup already. And what I tend to do is, if there's one of those really annoying Inferno Towers, just get rid of that. You do not need even a rage for this. This is super simple. Just like go in there, take the single Inferno Tower with the Yeti blimp. Do not invest anything more. Loot the clan castle, which is most of the time kind of easy because none of those bases is protecting the clan castle, so that's kind of easy. And after that, just keep going with the queen walk. The next important thing is that most of the time there are a lot of traps around the town hall, and this is the area where we want to start off with our hybrid, which means it's really tricky to get in there. So if it's possible, try to save a rage spell over there. So let's try to do that. First off, we need another rage for our queen. And as soon as we drop that, we can start off with our king for the main tanking, and then the miners and the hawk riders in behind. So let's try that out. As soon as our queen is staying kind of safe right now, she's tanking a lot of expo, so that's nice for us. Only the 2 scatter shots. Let's freeze one of those with the tower together. All of the hawk riders are going around. We can use the warden ability perfectly because he followed really nicely. And then we have our queen using her ability. But this means all of the defenses we target, which means they're now on the hybrid. And even though we only have 50% yet, this means this base has not too much damage left. But let's see how this works, because as you guys might know, not every single triple, or like not every single attack which I show you guys is going to be a triple. So let's see how we can finish up this base. Nice thing is that the hawk riders are tanking for the royal champion, which means we can delay her ability a little bit. Have to use her either way, because it's super risky to not use the Royal Champion ability against a single Inferno Tower. This is another reason why the single Inferno Towers right now are so strong, because the Royal Champion is just like crazy strong in the game right now. So you somehow have to counter that, but this is looking really good. Around about 35 seconds still left, and this base should be smashed. So this is a really nice start into the video, I think. So what we should do next is let's get ready into the next attack, because we have a lot of bases today which I want to show you guys, a lot of high trophy guys, and we try to triple as many of them as we possibly can. But another really important thing is that you guys should notice Queen Charge Hybrid right now in Legend League is super risky. I think you do not see too many people using Queen Charge Hybrid which are too high up there. There are a lot of people around 6k, but like after time you're getting slowly over there. But it's really hard to be at the top with Queen Charge Hybrid because it's just too inconsistent. Like if you're running into a ring base which looks really annoying, then you're sometimes in struggle. But let's take a look at the next base, and let's take a look at this really strange looking base. What we're trying to do on this one is we're starting off with our queen at the bottom, using the wall breakers to get into the compartment. And as soon as that works, we're just getting our queen into this compartment. But first off, it's really risky to charge in there, because due to the design of the compartment, it's kind of likely that our queen is going to kind of skip the enemy air defense, which is always a risky thing. So let's try to wait for our queen to take the enemy clan castle out using a poison and then the minion, just to make sure that we're getting rid of the pups over there. And then the next thing is going to be a rage to keep our queen alive. At this point was really unlucky that we had our healers frozen, but with the rage we're keeping our queen alive. We do not have to use her ability, and with this Tesla I knew, okay, my queen will skip the air defense, which means I send in those 2 emergency loons kinda to take care of the air defense. But luckily there was not a second Tesla. If there would have been a second Tesla, my queen would have not went to the air defense, and this is the reason why we just ASAP dropped those loons in, just to make sure. But this means we have no loons left anymore. And our queen basically has to like brute force her way through the next compartment, and you can see another range is needed. And now, once again, it's kind of the same idea as always in those ring bases. The next thing what we're going to do is use the king and the flank or on the flank, and then everything in with the queen. This is basically how all of those ring bases work right now. And then you're just saving the blimp for the town hall. This is what I do normally. But on this one, we got the war break to the core, which was clutch. And this means our queen is going into the core, getting rid of the town hall. And this means we have basically a blimp, which we are not like, it was not planned to use the blimp over there, but we somehow want to use the blimp. What I'm doing over here, I use it just to get a really nice pathing over there. And as good pathing as possible. And meanwhile, we have all of our miners, all of our troops going at the top, and then they will join up with our queen in the royal champion at the bottom. Only 45 seconds left, still left, and this isn't much. So we have to hurry up somehow, which means I'm somehow trying to find a way where I can freeze a little bit. And since the single Inferno Tower was on my royal champion and the cannon, I did not really had any chance to save her. Which means she had to die kinda. So I'm saving one freeze for my queen as soon as the single Inferno Tower is once again locking on her. And as soon as I see that, I'm just resetting everything to freeze and sending in the wizards. 15 seconds left, and this is getting really close because of the stupid tornado trap. Like, who the hell is putting their tornado trap? Like, I don't know. Either way, 5 seconds left. Gold storage, builder hut should go down, and this means... Ah boy, this is not going good. At least we start off with the triple, that's a nice thing. But now let's get to the next base. And we have once again a teaser base. But on this one, the unique thing is that we have so many trash buildings at the bottom. You can see basically 50% of the base is outside of walls, which normally means we do want to invest the siege barracks. So the reason why we want to use the siege barracks is so much trash is on the outside that we can easily pick that up with our king and the P.E.K.K.A. of the siege barracks. And because, well, it's legendary, so we cannot change our CC, whatever, or like the siege machine, we can change that, but not what is in the CC. So we have to get our Yetis into the trash as well, and we have to just switch over to the siege barracks because normally we're using the blimp. This means, on the other hand, we have to somehow charge the town hall and get the CC out early. Even though there's a lot of damage, I would just like go for it and risk it, because on those bases when you can get rid of the town hall without your queen dying, it normally looks pretty good. So let's take a look at whether it can work or not. So queen is taking out the town hall, taking out the clan castle after that, which is really good for us so far. And as soon as the clan castle is down, we can start off with our siege barracks and then later on the king. One thing which you guys should notice as well, I placed the siege barracks that we can actually tank both archer towers, which means it's gonna open up the siege barracks open up faster, and this means the Yetis are coming out earlier to support everything. So meanwhile, we have our P.E.K.K.A. going strong, we have our hybrid coming in, queen is still doing her thing over there. Now she's walking on the other side again. We're doing the early warn because our troops were already really split, and this means the heal spell wouldn't be that nice. We're using a heal spell for the bomb tower explosion, king obviously, another freeze for the Inferno Tower and queen, for the scatter shot and the queen, sorry. And then the second scatter shot is getting tanked by my own queen, which is really nice because this means my miners and Hog Riders won't die at this point. So that's always nice. We still have a couple of troops left with the Baby Dragon, a couple of wizards. We can start that really soon with the cleanup. As soon as my queen is getting low, I have to use her ability. And this means all of my miners and Hog Riders are basically ripped because the heal already expired. And this means I have to use my Royal Champion ability. The Inferno Tower is getting taken out by her, and this means my loons were basically wasted. But either way, we have still our Yetis, we have still our king, and we have around about 1 minute left, and this is looking good. So this means we're getting another triple down. That's feeling great, and I think we can jump immediately into the next attack because this is going to be a triple. Another annoying freaking timefall again. I hate those. It's so demotivating. Hitting those time phones, I don't know. But either way, let's try to take a look at the next base. And this is one of those bases. I think Stephanie, or like one of the Stephanie accounts, used it as well for a couple of rounds. And normally I really struggle against this base, especially because she used 4 ground X bows. But this guy used only 2, which means it's way easier for my hybrid attacks. So what we're doing over here is, I was thinking about starting off with the queen charge, but instead I switched to the idea of the blimp with the 3 loons, just to make sure that the blimp is actually making it far enough, because we do want to get into the single inferno tower compartment, just to make sure that we get the single inferno tower and as many other buildings as possible. If you would get an expo, that's even better, because this means it's less damage on our queen. But as soon as that's out, we are starting off with our queen on the 9 o'clock side, just to make sure that we're trying to charge into the town hall. This is the overall goal for us. We try to charge the town hall. This is what we try to go for. But let's see how this works, because the next thing what we're going to do is trying to use the poison. If you guys might wonder, iTzu, why do you go for the poison when like ice golems deal no damage? And the reason for that is always time. Like, time is always a big issue in my attacks, and I guess for all of you guys as well. And it's just super annoying. So since I cannot really, most of the time I'm using my poison for nothing else. Like the enemy heroes, I'm using most of the time the warden ability. So I'm not really needing it anywhere else. And this is why I'm using it always on the CC, even though if there are 3 ice golems in there, as soon as the arch tower is tanked, I use the 1 wizard to keep my queen inside, 1 test wall breaker, some more wall breakers inside. Then a really aggressive rage, which means it's like leading into the compartment a little bit. And this makes sure that this 1 hero wall breaker is opening up the next compartment. And this means my queen can reach everything. She's actually going inside. I'm starting off with my king. To be completely honest, I think the king should have been somewhere else. But either way, I a little bit mistimed my free spell, but my queen was dead basically anyway. I'm starting with my hybrid. Like I said, I should have started with my king on the elixir storages, should have started with my mines a little bit more on the upper side, but either way, this is still looking pretty good, because now the healers are coming over, and this means the first heal spell can be delayed by a lot. So the first heal spell is coming down now, and this means there's not too much base left, because the rest of the base is really compact. This means as soon as we're dropping this rage and the warden ability, you can see the base is basically disappearing. The only problem we have once again, and like always, is time. We have only around about 35 seconds left, and this means that it's getting a really big struggle to get this triple, because we have not too much left. We have only freaking wall breakers, and those wall breakers can't do anything against the time. And this means we somehow need to use our Royal Champion ability perfectly. So what I'm trying over here is I'm waiting until every single defense is down, and now I'm using the Royal Champion ability to clear the bottom compartment, or like the bottom buildings, just to make sure that nothing has to path over there anymore. And with this, we're getting the triple. It was close, but it was a triple. So that was the important thing. So let's take a look at the next attack, which is going to be on this base. On this base, I'm normally trying to charge in at 6 o'clock. It's like one thing which seems logic, like there's so much value over there. But if you're charging in over there, you get no pathing. That's the big issue. So I was wondering, okay, can I do anything at the top? Like get one of the Inferno Towers out of the way with my blimp, try to charge in one of the Inferno Towers. And the one thing which I opted into was trying to Yeti blimp the right Inferno Tower with using a rage, just to make sure that we're getting both air defenses and the Wizard Tower as well. And this is creating really nice pathing, and as well luring out the clan castle. By the way, who the hell is using those 30 archers and 15 goblins? It's annoying, and I don't know, I'm hating it because I can't really place my poison. And yeah, if you're someone who can use a poison, then you have a really easy time against this clan castle. But either way, what we're doing over here, I'm using the baby dragon now on the right side, just to make sure that we're getting the pathing, because the idea of this attack is this. We want to queen charge the trash on the left, and then since we made the cut in between of the trash on the right and the upper side, we can easily send our hybrid in there. So that's the idea. This is why I'm starting kind of early with my king as well, because I do not want to get anything more with my queen. That's it. I got the pathing, I got the enemy clan castle, and that's it. I do not need anything else. So what we're doing over here, we're sending in our hybrid, using a freeze kind of early on because the enemy clan castle is coming out as well, which means the goblins will be the target before the enemy queen, and otherwise the queen can deal a lot of damage. So this is why I used the free spell over there, and we still have a lot of spells left. One rage is needed to keep my queen alive, even though if I'm completely honest, the rage was placed really poorly. But either way, freeze to the town hall, and this means all of my troops are getting to the town hall, warden ability, and this means the town hall is down. And once again, all of the grouped miners and hog riders are getting into the back end, one heal, one rage, and this base is completely smashed. So this is kind of an easy approach on how you can triple this base. And I still have 1 minute left. Like, dude, I'm normally time failing. This base got completely wrecked. Like, holy, this was a really nice attack. So yeah, all of the rest on the right side is getting taken out. We have a couple of more wall breakers, just like tanking randomly, I don't know. And this means this is going to be another triple. But guys, I think what we should do next is let's take a look at the legendary and how we finished. Obviously, I showed you only the good attacks kinda, and obviously the one time fell. But except that we did not only had triples, obviously. And this is another big problem with hybrid, like it's really inconsistent. But either way, let's try to take a look at how this Legend League day ended, and we finished up on 270 trophies, which is kind of okay. 2 more defenses to go, and we finished right now on number 27 in the world, which is totally fine to me, really nice. And yeah, guys, let me know how you liked this video. I will see you guys back tomorrow, and until then, see you guys, and bye bye.